What up, world? Welcome to another edition of the Blunt Talk Sports Podcast, Wildcard Weekend Preview Edition. This game being Bucks versus Commanders. As always, guys, like, share, and subscribe. It helps the channel. You can check the show out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and as well as on Substack, Trevo, and as well as on Podbean. And hopping in, before we get into this episode, guys, as you know, it's football season, guys. College football championship is set. We got Notre Dame versus Ohio State. NFL playoff season just starting. No better time than to check out our friends at StubHub for some of the best tickets to live events and shows out there. Whether you're looking for football, or whether you're trying to catch that Kendrick Lamar and SZA concert, or whether you're trying to catch any of the new country concerts coming out, there's definitely StubHub there, and I definitely would implore you to check out StubHub. In this description, in this video, check it out. There's creative links and IDs to get to those tickets and events. So as always, for the best tickets, so shows and live events, check out StubHub. Hopping into this episode though, guys, again, this preview episode is going to be about the Buccaneers versus the Commanders, which is going to be another rematch. A lot of these games are rematches from the regular season, very interestingly. But this game is another one, the Sunday night game. Very interested to see how this plays out. Looking at it, in my personal opinion, I got Washington winning this game, but I'm going to go into the preview and some of the things that I've seen and things I wanted to, discuss with you guys. First thing, as I said, I definitely think Washington should win the game. I think the first game of the season, you're not the same team. There's a lot of things that you're doing that you're not going to be doing later in the year, traits and habits that you don't have from the beginning of the season. So that's definitely a number one. Number two, got to give the credit to the fact that the Commanders have been playing very cardiac cats, backyard style football as of late, to where, the Jaydendaniels has to make a couple plays, maybe a deep shot to McLaurin or a deep shot to Ertz or intermediate route, but nonetheless making the necessary plays and doing what's needed to win the game and put the team in position to be elite and to be in the playoffs as they are. But that doesn't take shit away from, Baker Mayfield, because Baker Mayfield's been on fire this year. Baker Mayfield has been an assassin. He's literally had his best statistical season of his career. And in my personal opinion, Baker, he deserves credit, man, because he caught a lot of hell. I mean, like I said, I know he has over 44 touchdowns. I know he has over 40 touchdowns this year. I'm going to pull the stats up for you shortly, but it's insane to me because he's been one of those guys where it's like, damn, he always, I felt like the Browns kind of gave up on him a little too soon. He took a lot of shit because he was a shit talker, and he was a guy that garners that type of attention and that type of fervor from people. That being said, though, I never really felt like he was a true problem. The Browns are just an inept franchise and organization, so they cannot help themselves at times. That being said, I got to give credit to where credit is due, because like I said, this guy has really had a great year. The team has responded to him. And again, it's not like he hasn't been a leader. He hasn't, been commanding attention. I mean, again, and I said, 41 touchdowns. He's had 41 touchdowns, 16 interceptions, 4,500 yards in the season. Outstanding year by Baker Mayfield. Bucky Irvin also had a great year, 1,122 yards, 8 touchdowns. And, of course, old reliable Mike Evans, 74 receptions, 1,004 yards, 11 touchdowns, doing what he does best. And like I said, looking at the Commanders, their leading rusher is Jaydendaniels. Jaydendaniels had literally 891 yards. So that's one of the reasons why I feel like, and again, Vegas is kind of leaning towards the Bucks. And I understand Bucks were hot down the stretch. They're more veteran team. They got the experience. I get it. I truly get it. And some people even point to Dan Quinn's coaching, why you can't trust the Bucks. I truly understand. Why you can't trust the Commanders. I get it. That being said, to me, the one element to this game, the wild card, is Jaydendaniels' running ability. How prepared will the Buccaneers be to sell out to stop his run? Because I can tell you now, you can't plan for every play. And honest to God truth, if he ran a little bit more in that first game, probably would have had the Commanders in position to win. But that's neither here nor there. And one of the other major albatrosses to this game is that both defenses suck. Let's be honest. The Commanders, they're 18th in pass defense. They allow 23 points per game, which is 18th in the league. Not great. And the Buccaneers, they're 16th. They're only 2 spots ahead of them. And they allow 22 points a game. So it's very similar defenses. So I expect this game to be a lot closer, maybe a little bit high scoring, but definitely a lot closer than what people think. The X factor, like I said, will be Jayden Daniels' running ability, his ability to extend plays. Like I said, he's been finding McLaurin, finding Ertz, finding Denami Brown. Incorporating him within plays in the running game too will be crucial. But the Bucs' running game and the usage of running backs is going to be the real key to testing Washington's defense. How Irvin and I'm drawing blank, Rashad White, how these guys attack the Washington defense is going to definitely be something to key in on. And Mike Evans. Mike Evans in the first game, he had 5 receptions for 61 yards and 2 touchdowns. He was definitely a factor against the Commanders. I expect him to be a factor again. So again, I expect a high-scoring game, but I expect it to be close. Again, though, I'm not sure if the Buccaneers are prepared to stop Jayden Daniels' running ability, because I do feel like that would be the X factor for this game, and that's what I think will help the Commanders pull off a potential, I guess you could say upset, because they're young guys, they're rookies, but what I think will be a potential upset in this game. But that's going to do it for this episode, guys. Like I said, this preview is for the Buccaneers and Commanders game later on this Sunday evening. As always, enjoy this football weekend. Like, share, and subscribe. Definitely check out more episodes on the Blunt Talk Sports podcast. Thank you as always, and enjoy your weekend.